Order. We have, I need to call the roll, but initially we have two members that are present by telephone or Zoom. And so we need to understand why you're not appearing in person tonight. So who wants to go first?
I can go first.
It's very Ketter.
Oh, go ahead, Ketter.
I'm not appearing because of business related matters that I can't appear in person there.
So I didn't quite understand that. Did you say business matter?
Due to business, yes, I'm not able to appear personally. I'm in the car driving to a hearing.
Oh, okay. So let's, can we have a motion to approve his appearance by telephone?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Murphy, seconded by Mr. Moran. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And then Mr. Jared, what's your circumstance?
I had work travel again and wasn't able to make it into the meeting physically.
Okay. The same motion, appearance.
Second.
Once again, moved by Mr. Murphy, seconded by Mr. Moran. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we have 6 members, 2 of whom are present by telephone, and I'll note for the record that Mr. Schultz has not yet appeared, but he may indeed. For myself, the traffic was a little difficult, so he may arrive, and if he does, I'll indicate his late arrival. We have no minutes to approve, and I trust no public comment to be offered. All right, then I'll move to our zoning case, which is 068 Penny's Place, Milton, excuse me. Milton Township case. This is a request for conditional use to allow a video gaming cafe restaurant in a B1 local business district. Property is 1.4 acres, serviced by water and sewer. The matter was published in the Daily Herald on October 2, 2024. I have no objections from building, DuPage, health department, although they need some additional information. Public Works, has not indicated any comment. The Village of Glen Ellen objects. City of Wheaton, no comments. Lombard, Lyle, and Milton Township, no comments. Township Highway, Woodridge, the various school districts and the Forest Reserve have no comments. May I ask are you the chief?
I'm one of the petitioners, yes, sir.
Is there anyone else that's gonna come?
Not on our side.
Okay, do you want to raise your hand and be sworn in? Thanks.
You do solemnly swear affirm the testimony about to give at this cause and our hearing be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
You state your name, spell your name.
My name is Mike Thiessen. It's THIESSEN. I'm one of the partners in Blackhawk Restaurant Group. We are a tenant within this mall seeking the zoning change.
And your address?
Our corporate address is 17635 West 22nd. Let me see. Butterfield, 17 West 635 Butterfield Road, Suite 120, Oak Brook Terrace.
Okay, you say you're a restaurant group?
Yes, that's our corporate name. Our active name is Penny's. Our retail name is Penny's Place or Penny's.
I see. So who's Fisher and Hogan?
That's the landlord, I believe, sir.
Okay.
We've been, so this is, I believe, the third owner of this property. We entered into a lease about late 2021. Then we had COVID. We finally took and were opened in May of 2022. This is our third liquor license application. I think there's been some changes in the zoning. So we just want to make sure that we're in adherence. This is one of our, we have 68 stores across the state. So we want to make sure each one of our stores we're in complete compliance, because obviously with gaming, we're highly regulated, and we want to make sure that we play by all the rules at each of our individual locations.
Okay, let's go over exhibits. We have petitioners exhibit number 1, which is a survey, petitioners exhibit number 2, which is appears to be a floor plan. But I don't have a site plan. Presumably that means there's no changes being proposed to what's on the survey. Is that right, sir?
No, not by us as the tenant. We're not asking for any site plan changes.
Okay, this is a survey of what, a strip center?
Yes, it's a retail mall.
Where is who else is in the mall?
There's an Asian restaurant, there's a pizza place around the corner, there's a liquor store, a salon at one point. There's a number of different retail and food and beverage places.
Okay, and where is your facility?
So we are, if you look at Roosevelt, we are in about two bays, I guess you would call it, from Roosevelt.
You mean Butterfield?
Butterfield, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was looking for Roosevelt and I thought.
Yeah, so the bank sits on the corner, it's an L, and we're about 2 bays in off of Butterfield.
2 days, yeah.
So I can show you if you'd like me to. That would be helpful.
Yeah, do you have some sort of a exhibit board or something you can show us?
I don't, but I can show you on the map, just for frame of reference.
You're gonna have to show everybody.
Okay, so we're right around in this area.
Okay, the stores don't appear to be delineated on this sort of L-shaped print.
Oh, okay.
How many square feet is in your store?
We have 2 bays. It's probably between 2,000 and 3,000 between both of the bays that we occupy. But let me check the map. I can give you the exact number.
Okay, so if you go to the top of the far north of the building, I presume this is supposed to be the building. I don't know if it's my glasses or whether this print is just difficult for me to see. Is this a 2017 survey?
See, this survey was given to us by the landlords. Let me see if I can find a reference to it. Yes, it says 9/18/17, sir, down in the,
We're gonna need something that says 2024. And when you give us the revised survey, which is updated, would you please show us the delineation of the various, I think you call them bays within the buildings, and then show us what's in each of the bays?
okay, so, yes, I would be happy to do that, but, so we're a tenant within this, so I will request that of the landlord.
You could request it of a surveyor too. All I know is we need it.
Okay,
And then you said that your organization has 68 stores across the state?
Yes,
What
sir.
kind of stores?
they're all similar to this, similar uses to this.
Are they restaurants?
Some are full restaurants, some are just beer and wine licenses. So it's a combination of both.
What do you propose to do here?
So we've been operating for almost 3 years. So we have limited food service, liquor, and video gaming.
What is limited foods? Okay, so here's my question, and I don't mean to be sarcastic about this, but we have people that come in here and say, I've got a video game store, but I'm required to have a restaurant. So I got this cooler from Home Depot and I keep beer and sandwiches in there, so therefore I'm a restaurant. What is your circumstance?
We have what we call a turbo chef. So it would be a similar menu and preparation like you would see at a Starbucks.
You prep food at the
We
facility?
don't create it, we finish it at the restaurant.
What does that mean?
Egg sandwiches, heat them off, cook them off, cookies, things of that nature. Pizzas,
What do you heat them in a microwave or something?
it's a convection oven / microwave, it's both.
you know, really, we gotta change the law somehow. Either you're a restaurant or you got a cooler and you had a microwave.
Well, we had previously been approved by the Department of Health as a restaurant, and it's built as a restaurant with all of the needed life safety, grease traps and everything else that's in there. So that was part of the permitting process when we were given our first approval. So
Why are you here now?
because I think that the zoning laws have changed and now we need to reapply to be in compliance with the zoning that that mall is now on.
You have a citation notice?
No,
You haven't received a citation?
no.
Do we have, can we get clarification on the changes in the laws that the petitioner is referring to from Mr. Ross?
Prior to June of this year, anyone who was looking to have video gaming devices on their property had to get a license from the state of Illinois. In order to get a license from the state of Illinois, one would have to get a license to pour liquor from the local liquor control office. This facility, I believe, had a liquor license, which was erroneous. They should never have gotten a liquor license. Which would then allow them to have gaming. The only way that they could have even come close to having a liquor license would be under what's called a Class B restaurant license. So a lot of the confusion that you're hearing is that people would come in under the guise of a restaurant when really all they want to do is video gaming. That would allow them to get their liquor license, which would allow them to get their gaming. We recognized that that was an issue. So in June, you may recall, we came to the, I should say in the spring, and then ultimately in June, the county board passed a zoning change that created video gaming cafes and then also created video devices that were ancillary to an existing use. So the video gaming cafe is a standalone video gaming facility, not considered a restaurant anymore, but just a video gaming cafe. And then the other allowance is that you can have video games ancillary to a permitted use, such as a gas station. You wouldn't have to have a gas station and then a restaurant in order to have video gaming devices.
So that's not, that last part is not applicable
It's
here.
not applicable here because this is a facility that is going to exclusively be considered a video gaming cafe. The ordinance required that video gaming cafes were as of right in B2 and industrial zoning districts, video gaming cafes, and also the video gaming devices were conditional uses in B1 zoning districts. This shopping center is in the B1 zoning district, so the petitioner is here tonight seeking a conditional use for a video gaming cafe.
And so all of the restaurant information is entirely gratuitous information?
Correct. And the other value of the video gaming cafe is that under video gaming cafe, there is a different parking ratio requirement than there is for restaurants. Historically, we've seen petitioners come to us seeking variations in the restaurant parking requirements when they were really just trying to get a video gaming facility, but they had to treat it as a restaurant. All of those past concerns and ills, we think, have been rectified by this new zoning code. So there is no need to have extraordinary parking requirements anymore. This facility, relative to the use tonight, has the requisite number of parking requirements in the entire parking for the integrated shopping center. So the only issue tonight is the conditional use because they're located in the B1 zoning district for a video gaming cafe.
Which is important to note is new this year.
New as of June of this year.
Yeah. And I want to make sure that that when we did apply under a restaurant. We met all of the requirements of the restaurant. We have continued to meet all the requirements of the restaurant for the last 3 years, including having our annual health inspection, to which I believe we've received not less than 95 on the 3 inspections we've had, including our opening and subsequent ones. So I don't want there to be the impression that this was in any way deceptive, in any way, that every rule that we were asked to meet within the DuPage County, we met or exceeded. That this change is the reason why we're back in front of you now.
Okay, what is the purpose of your submitting this floor plan to us?
This was required under your rules. So this is the floor plan that's actually active. As I said, we've been in active business for 3 years. So we're not asking to change a floor plan. We're not asking to change the shopping mall. We're just asking for the conditional use permit so that we're in compliance for the new rules that were established this
Mr.
year.
Huss, is this floor plan applicable to zoning, a new rule from zoning or from some building department or other?
It is not applicable to zoning. I think it's just the petitioner is trying to demonstrate, what the layout will look like relative to his burden of proof for conditional use. If I could also just indicate that there was a question about whether or not this is under violation. There was a grace period that was given to all liquor licenses that were issued under the auspices of a restaurant for video gaming. That grace period was 6 months. So we agreed not to issue any violation notices, even though technically the property was not in compliance with the zoning code, but they had received building permits. They'd received inspections from building health and sheriff, and they had been given a liquor license. That's why no violation was issued, but technically they are not in compliance with the zoning code.
Okay, so from a zoning standpoint, and considering the fact that we have a conditional use, our determination appears to be generally whether you satisfy the standards of conditional use, which are pretty straightforward, but also whether there's something unique about this site within the district which would make it inappropriate or inapplicable. And so therefore, I feel it is all the more necessary that we have the details of the full site. In other words, I guess we can count the parking spaces for ourselves, but we need that updated survey. I'd like to know where the dumpster is, just as a general matter. That's probably not a material consideration. And then we need to know the other tenants and the designation of the bays. So if you show that, I don't think well, I don't know, maybe I'm concerned that if there's significant information there, we may have questions about it. And that means that we need a new hearing rather than just supplement the record. Let me see if I can figure out a way to. You know what, I'm just gonna continue I'm gonna ask you to supplement the record. How long do you need to get that survey?
Well, and now I've got to go back to the landlord because this really is these are landlord issues, not tenant issues. So whatever I would tell you, I would not know until I spoke to the landlord, because this is a bigger issue than I thought it was, because this was a survey received from the landlord. So if this is a 2017 and you're going to require a 2024 survey, that could be, a couple of weeks. I don't have the rent rolls as a tenant. All of those items I need to coordinate with them.
Okay, well, you understand the key thing. We have to figure out whether there's any reason that's unique to this lot and this use, which would make it inappropriate. And so that's an overwhelming advantage to a petitioner in a conditional use. But we can't make that determination unless we know exactly what else is going on in this site.
So I guess I'm confused because we've been in business. We've had 0 municipal calls, 0 municipal drains. We're current on all taxes, fees, all license. This would be the 3rd issuance of a liquor license, at least the 2nd issuance of a restaurant license. So the overwhelming evidence should show you that we're an unbelievable corporate citizen. And then because of the change in June is why we're in front of you, not because we're in violation.
Yeah, but
we've had bad business practices. We've
I'm not
been
judging
detriment to
your
the neighborhood.
I'm not judging your business, sir. I'm judging the proposed use within a B1, and I'm evaluating the conditional use standards. So I think we do need what I requested. So let's set, I mean, you want a month?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I guess at least, yeah. I mean, again, I have to go back, to the landlord and I will ask them to appear with us as well, because clearly this is,
All I need is an exhibit. Although, here's my plan. I'm gonna ask you to produce this additional exhibit. And then I'm gonna set the matter for a follow-up hearing. If at the follow-up hearing, the exhibit suggests no further questions, then we're just gonna take the exhibit, get the additional information, and close the hearing, and maybe we can even vote on it that very evening.
okay, so I just want to make sure that of the list of things that you're looking for that exhibit, it's the delineation of each of the tenants within the site,
Right.
where the dumpster or dumpsters are located.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a throwaway issue. We always ask for, in these strip centers, we ask for the dumpsters and details about refuse, but I'm not gonna get into that. I just like you to highlight the dumpster. I'm not even gonna ask for pole lighting or whatever.
You want a survey, you want a stamp
Just wanna
survey?
know who else is there and how big the respective units are.
Okay. So you want a delineation of site and then their square footages, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, see, you came up here and sort of pointed generally at one section without a delineation of dividing walls. And I'd like to show where the units are in this L-shaped configuration, which purports to be the building layout.
Okay,
And then just tell us what your proposed hours of operation would be, so we can put conditions.
okay.
You know that now, or when I add that later?
Well, you know, I'll get you I'd rather get all the documents so that they're done. I mean, we're not gonna propose to change the hours, so.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well,
Tenants, and then, you had made a comment about the designation of parking. I don't think anybody has designated parking. It's all cross parking, cross easement. So do you just need a
Yeah.
total number of spaces?
well, on a new survey, it should show that, I mean, maybe the spaces are like they are here. But, you know, in this center since 2017, there could be a lot of changes, so just delineate. Are the spaces, marked now? Okay, well, count them up if you want, put a little legend at the bottom.
Okay.
And you don't have to have the engineer do that, you can just draw it in.
So our next hearing would be what date, just so I can make sure I get it
Well,
all.
we haven't figured that out yet.
November 21st is the next available.
November 21, does that work for you?
It has to.
Okay.
If that's what I have to be here, that's when I have to be here.
November 21 at 6 o'clock. And because it's pretty much pro forma stuff, if you get that, if you have difficulty, I'm taking from your remarks that you may have difficulty, you can zoom in too.
No, don't misunderstand.
Okay.
I'm not having
It's a deal.
difficulty. I
It's a
was
deal.
I was hoping we would get done today, but if we have to come back to the 21st, we come back to the 21st, that's all.
Okay, we'll set you for the 21st in this room. I'm sorry. Is in,
What is the real name of this place? Like kind of maybe it would buy me or something.
Pennies.
What?
Pennies is the sign that's on the outside of the door.
Penny says,
Yes.
what type of, is that business that you operate on all the rest of the location?
It's all the same thing, just have various different licenses in various different municipalities. So some have beer and wine, some are full liquor. There's a full restaurant in Antioch. Everyone is different based on the location. So.
well, did you tell us what you're doing here? Do you know exactly what you're doing here? I mean,
In
is
terms of,
it that egg salad sandwich thing here?
sure, with this, I said, we've already been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah, but, well, what is it precisely?
It's like, it would be like an egg McMuffin. It would be like a toasted panini. It's things like that. I will bring you a menu if you'd
So,
like me to bring.
so it's, no, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Your description is good enough. I think I understand. It's casual,
Yes.
reheat food and, video gaming machines.
Yes, sir. Yes.
How many
With
machines are
liquor,
there?
6.
Isn't that the max that you can have?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we're good to go.
Okay. And
Thanks,
then I can submit these prior to the meeting, so you have them?
absolutely.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll close the hearing for this evening.